it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's video, I thought I would show you what's left of my craft room. So this is a sign that I'd made on my door, so I'm just going to pan around slowly, hopefully not making you sick. And I just basically have this corner left now, so I'm spinning around this way. I did have the whole room, but we're in the process of emptying this room so it becomes a spare bedroom, because at the time I loved being up here and doing my crafting, but it seemed, when I started up my own business, it seemed like I was up here all the time and my children were in the other room or downstairs, and I didn't like being separate from them. So I've sold a lot of stuff, and I'm going to get some drawers from IKEA. They are the ones that you get the fabric drawers, the squared ones, and I'm going to get them eventually and put them in the dining room and then just work in the dining room instead. And this room will become a spare room. So I'll take you, so this is my desk. I can't fit it all in the camera, so I'm just going to have to show you like this. Okay, so I'll go over to my desk and I'll show you what's there. Okay, so on the top shelf I have this red basket here. This has my embossing powders in, my glitter glue, sequins, and bits and bobs like that. Then in these little tubs here, I got 2 of these for my 30th birthday off my friend, and they're the really useful boxes, and I've been wanting these for a long time, so I don't know if my husband had told them or if it was just pure fluke that they'd guessed that I would want them for my craft room. So this one here is still sealed, and then in these ones I just have some embellishments and little bits and bobs like that. So then we come to the next shelf, and in this grey tub here, this is all my clear stamps. I'll just bring it to the table. So I have my clearly besotted stamps, and some are free from magazines. Then this bag is all my Christmas stamps, and then I have some stamps from Hobbycraft, and then I have all the little stamps from Dovecraft, like that. And then I have some 6x6 paper pads in the back there. So I'll just pop that back up there. Then I have a couple of Stampin' Up punches here. And then I have my Stampin' Up stamps here. These are the wood ones. And then I have all my dies and another Stampin' Up stamp here, and then I have the big top note die at the top here, and there is a tutorial on how I did these DVD cases. And then in this tub here is a few projects that I've made, and I think there's a couple more embellishments in there. Then down here I have the embossing powders in these tubs. I have some up there that are still in the original tubs, but these ones are the ones I use the most, so I put them in these tubs. So I have some embossing powders here, then I have googly eyes, my clear glitter in there, and then have some bling in there. Then these are all my small punches in these tubs here, and then in this tub I have all my Sharpie pens in there. And then I have my board on here, and then I have this set of 3 drawers here, and these are birthday cards that I've done for my daughters, and then I've got my stamping scrub there from Stampin' Up. So in here I have all my Stampin' Up ink pads and the refills, and the only Stampin' Right marker that I have left, because I've just sold a few, and I have my black inks in here, like my VersaFine, Stays On, Memento, and then I have my embossing, oh, what do you call that? It's the clear sticky ink pad that you use for your embossing colours. It's gone out of my head, sorry. And then I have some craft, you know, my knives for my craft knife, and my scoring tool for my paper trimmer. Then in here I have some miscellaneous things like my distress inks, notepads, then I've got my embossing powder static thing, and then I have my Paper Mania pads, ink pads down here, the distress tools, and then I have these ink swatches for the inks that are in there. And then down here are all my Memento dewdrops, and I've got my clear blocks in here as well, and a washi tape that shouldn't be in there really. Then excuse me, I have this basket here that has all my adhesives in there. So I've got like my liquid glue, my glossy accents, my stamping mist and the refill, and then, you know, there's the 2-way glue pens down there, and then at the back here I have my big clear stamping block here, some rhinestones that I go to all the time, my piercing mat, and then some dimensionals here. Then in here I have this tub, and it's used for when you do the washing up, I think, and like you put your cutlery in there and stuff like that. So it's got my crocodile, Stanley knives, a corner punch, loads of scissors, rulers, more scissors, bone folders, piercing tool, and then here are my business stamps here. Then I have my guillotine and my light for when I'm filming, and then I have a few projects here, sneak peek of tutorial, you know, videos that are coming up. So this is a haul, and there's a few more bits still coming, so I'm going to add them to that. And then this is a memory box that I'm decorating up, and I'll show you that when it's finished. And then I have my piercing mat here. Then I have this lovely white chair that we'd added fabric to. Then here is my Cath Kidston Gypsy Caravan sewing box. Then in this tub here is all my Hershey Kisses that I use for projects. This basket here is full of mini felt tips for when I do wedding activity books, and I put the felt tips in them for customers. And then this box here is all my customers' orders. I buy all the stuff that I need to make for the customers' orders, and then I put it in there. You don't have to worry about you know, I feel happy that I've got all the stuff ready and I can just start it when I need to. Then in this basket here is all my ribbon. This box here is all my coloured cardstock. Then this basket is for everything in there that I need to make pocket letters. And then here is some chipboard that I use for my mini albums. This is a pocket letter that needs to go out. Then this is my Stampin' Up catalogue, my envelope punch board, which I've now seen the We Are Memory Keepers 1, 2, 3 punch board, which is to make envelopes, boxes, bows. So I'm thinking that when that comes out in the UK, I think I might get rid of the envelope punch board and just get the 1, 2, 3 punch board instead. And this is my cinch, and then that's my glass cutting mat there, and then this is my die cutting machine here, and then excuse the bin full of rubbish, I'll just move that out of the way. Then here is my Stampin' Up scoreboard and my paper trimmer here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the other cupboard. So on this shelf unit here, my husband made this. I was after a 12 by 12 shelf unit so I could originally store my 12 by 12 paper on there, which it did at first, but then I changed it and put other stuff in there. So on it is my HP printer and copier, and this is a customer's order in process, wedding invitations. And note, that is not the one she's having. This is just a sample that I showed her. So it's going to be same as this, but different coloured ribbon. And there the card's ready to cut. And then down here, I'll just take you underneath, I have my Stampin' Up cardstock and pattern paper. This is the Gorgeous Girls paper pad. Then a couple of Stampin' Up things that I'm selling. I usually buy Stampin' Up things, have them for a long time, and then when I see other things, you know, new things that come out in like the new catalogue or whatever, then I get rid of them and save the money to buy some new stuff. So it's basically like the demonstrators where they have the retiring stuff, they get rid of them and they buy new stuff. So it's similar to that, but obviously I'm not a Stampin' Up demonstrator. So obviously I keep all the stuff that I mostly use and I get rid of the stuff that I hardly use. So that's a couple of things that I've just sold on eBay. These are a couple of projects that will be shown later in, I'm not sure when, but soon. And then these are all my magazines and books and things. Then you've got my pencil case with pens and things, my stapler, and then my invoice books, diary, my work diary, and things like that. And then this folder here is all my pocket letters that I have received. So show you them. So I keep them in a folder. And then this is my memory box that I have all my things I save in there. And then these are my cutting mats for my die cutting machine, and then I've got white A3 cardstock here. And so then I bring you over to my computer desk. I have 3 printers. I don't use them all, I only use the HP one. So these 2 I don't work, they just stay in there until we can find storage for them. And these are my heat tool for my rhinestones in there, and that's the camcorder and things like that. And then that's my computer that I work on. So I'm going to slowly pan the camera up here, hoping not to get you dizzy. And then up here is a poster that I got from my nana, who passed away 3 years ago this Christmas. And I'm from a Christian family, and when I got given this, it meant a lot because it was my nana's. And then up here is a big jar that's empty, and then my husband's Yoda teddy bear that seems to have come in here. And then a little doggy canvas picture there. And then this wooden thing here just there, is what my husband made for my stickles to go in. But I haven't got enough yet to fill it, so it just lives up there for now. Then this here is what my father-in-law gave me. It's what you keep nails and things like that in, and I painted it and decorated it with pattern paper, and that's where I keep all my buttons and embellishments in there. And then on here I have this board that I made, and I keep all my cards from my Stampin' Up demonstrator that she sent to me, and a few other little tags here from my Stampin' Up friends. And then here I have this rail with my big punches on. And then down here is my easel and my table for when I do craft fairs. And then there's this board that I decorate with all my samples I do for my business, and I decorate that up and stick them on there for my craft fairs, and I change it every time I do a craft fair just so it's not all the same thing. Then I've got my tripod, and then I have my post boxes here for orders, and then this suitcase here is full of nappies and things to make nappy cakes. And then in this cupboard, it is a mess, so I'm not going to show you inside there. It's got loads of craft stuff in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to pan round here. And then I have this rack board that my husband made, and it's got all the envelopes for business, you know, things that I can send out to people. I save card, you know, boxes if I get anything in to send out to, you know, send out other things to other people. Then I've got my cello foam bags here, all my envelopes, and things like that. And then on here, these are my husband's meerkats that he's got when he's done insurances. This basket here is full of my daughter's nail varnishes and things. Then I have these jars full of baker's twine and beads. And then that's a picture of my dad who passed away when I was 15. So I keep him there. And then up here I have this bunting and a picture of my oldest daughter when she was a baby. And then my friend Francis made this chalkboard for me, and my friend gave me this cute peg here, so that hangs on there. And then I made this for my oldest daughter, which I need to do one for my youngest one as well. And then down here, this is where all the stuff that I don't use get put in the box, ready to put in the IKEA storage unit when I finally get it. So, and that's my sewing machine and laminate all there. So that is about it. And then I have a sofa bed in here for when people stay over.